Welcome to this episode of Those Two Guys Talk Disney. We had to change the name a little bit because we're focusing in on what we're doing. You guys may have seen us on Spotify because we had, 2 episodes on Spotify and then some shit happened. And
something like that, yeah.
Oh, crap. I can't say shit anymore. Okay, this be the one time. We gotta watch how we're cussing. But we're focusing in now on, with this relaunch. We're actually gonna focus in on Disney movies, which can be DCOMs or your feature-length films. I mean, I'm cool with either. Jay's cool with either.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm Justin Vaughn. I'm joined again by Jay Gibson.
Hello.
We're your host, as always.
Yeah.
We're also going to try to do this a little bit better than what we did before. Before we're using just what software Spotify offered, and neither of us really cared for it so much. All right, so on today's episode, we're actually going to be discussing 1998's Halloweentown.
Heck yeah.
We're starting with the DCOM.
A good classic right there. Good family Halloween classic.
I said we're actually starting with the DCOM. So we're not just jumping right into a feature-length film here. We're going to start with the DCOM. And honestly, I watch this thing every single year.
Oh, yeah.
On Halloween.
Me too. For sure.
So the synopsis on this is Marnie and her siblings discover their spooky heritage in Halloweentown. Now, that's the synopsis that's on Disney+. There's other ones out there. I just went with what was on Disney+.
I mean, that's basic the gist.
Yeah.
They find out that they're
Pull my mic up a little bit.
witches / a warlock. They're brothers. But
Alright, so this movie stars Kimberly J. Brown as Marnie. My bad. Marnie Piper. I actually have their last names wrote out. Debbie Reynolds as Aggie Cromwell, Marnie's grandma. Joey Zimmerman as Dylan Piper. Emily Roski as Sophie Piper. Judith, I'm assuming her last name's Hogg? Hoag?
yeah, Hogue or Hog. Not sure how you pronounce it. Hog, something like that. Yeah.
We're sorry for pronouncing your last name wrong.
Yeah, we apologize.
As Gwen Piper. Philip Van Dyke as Luke. And I only went with the ones that are kind of essential for the film.
Gwen would be the mom, right?
Yeah, Gwen's the mom.
Okay, we were really terrible for getting that wrong.
Why? Oh.
She only starred at one of our favorite things of all time.
I know, but I never knew her name.
Like I said, we were terrible for getting that wrong. We should know. We apologize.
And Robin Thomas as Calabar.
Calabar. I'm sorry. It just sounds like a chocolate bar to me. Calabar. I think it's the name of a chocolate bar. I don't.
All right, we'll kind of run through some of this stuff here. The budget for the film was $4 million,
Oh boy.
which is not a lot.
They're definitely some out there way more than that.
Filmed in St. Helens, Oregon, and Sacramento, Oregon. I don't know how you say that one. May to June 1998. It was actually premiered on Disney Channel on October 17th, 1998.
Nice.
So literally, they filmed it, edited it, and bam! Just a few months later, it was premiering.
And it's like instant classic. Oh.
The rest of this stuff can wait till after we talk about that.
Before we get any further into it, or anybody out there that does not know, Debbie Reynolds is actually the mother of none other than Princess Leia from the Star Wars movies. For any fans out there that didn't know.
I was actually looking this up earlier. Philip Van Dyke. Isn't there another actor, Van Dyke?
Oh, there's a real famous one named Dick Van Dyke.
That's what I thought.
But they're not related.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
No,
that'd be
related.
really cool, like
They're
grandson
not related.
or something.
I looked into that a long while back one time. I was like, no, they're not related. But yeah. Mary Poppins. Yeah, that would Dick Van Dyke.
Isn't he also the star of Matlock?
No.
Oh, no.
Diagnosed murder.
No. You know what, man? Everything kind of runs together in my brain.
But yes. Actually, and he's not only the star of Diagnosed Murder, but his son is in that. Like a couple of his sons, his daughter, and his grandsons are all in that show. Multiple times. Because his actual son plays his son in that show. It's kind of like a family affair.
So the movie actually opens you see the video of the big ass jack-o'-lantern from Halloweentown. Then it kind of like flash forwards to Marnie and Gwen arguing because Marnie wants to go out on Halloween.
Yeah, and of course Gwen doesn't want them to have anything to do with trick-or-treating or
Halloween in
Halloween
general.
or witches, anything that related to Halloween or spookiness. She decides to avoid it.
Okay, so I know she's trying to keep her kids away from Halloween, but wouldn't the best way to protect them from knowing that they're from Halloweentown would be to just let them be normal kids and do trick-or-treating and...
Right, because you think it's more suspicious that she's not letting them do the trick-or-treating.
Exactly.
Or trying to keep them from talking about that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So you'd think, well, the best way to do it is to make it not a big deal.
Honestly, to me, I feel like it's kind of like getting a piercing or getting a tattoo. I think it should be their choice when they get to be a certain age. So I feel like she should have told them, like, hey, you are this if you want to be, but you can decide that when you're old enough to understand more.
Well, but that's the thing is they have to start being trained by the time they're 13.
Yeah, because if they're not, then they lose it all. But
so it'd have to be no later than 13, whether they decide they want to do it or not.
But at least by 13, they would be old enough to kind of make that decision. I would think,
but as they're arguing, her friends are like aren't really helping her because they're kind of burying her a little bit. Like,
a little bit, yeah.
Oh, she's into all this spooky stuff. You know, she spends all her time in math class drawing pictures of this stuff. That's not really helping.
No. Definitely not.
So it just, as a parent, that's not going to make me want to do it.
Marty's into all that creepy stuff, but she doesn't quite understand why she's into it like this, why she likes it so much.
Yeah.
Until later she finds out, but everything starts to make sense.
Well, then their grandma just kind of shows up. Actually, I like how their grandma shows up on their street. How does no one notice the floating bus?
Well, the thing is, the youngest sister, Sophie, knew somebody was coming.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like her powers are so much stronger than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, she just seems like she's a little bit more powerful. Like,
well, and that's the thing, too, is they actually do mention something about that. And their mom actually hid. Apparently, Marnie had the same abilities that Sophie does at that time.
Yeah, all that weird things were happening.
She just kind of hid them from her. So as she got older, she just kind of started losing that a little bit. Where Sophie's still young, she hasn't lost that yet. And
the same with Dylan. It never gets mentioned, but I'm assuming she did the same thing with Dylan.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I'm trying to remember, is Dylan the oldest or is
Marnie's the oldest?
Marnie's oldest.
She's 13, Dylan's 12, and Sophie... Fuck, I can't remember what Sophie was.
I don't remember either. Watch it, gosh, man.
My bad, man. It just slips out.
But yeah, I mean, because obviously he didn't know about it, but I'm assuming the same thing happened to him too.
But he uses his powers weird.
To speed read.
To do homework.
Well, we'll discuss that when we get to that.
Yeah.
But, like, because he doesn't want to, he doesn't believe in it. He doesn't want to believe in any of it. Because, like, when his grandma shows up and everything, like I said, like, nobody apparently that's out trick-or-treating notices this bus sign just show up.
Bus stop sign drops down. The floating bus. The lady just walk out and just float down with an umbrella.
And then this bag just falls.
She's straight up Mary Poppins.
She does.
Getting off the bus.
She does. And the bag just kind of falls behind her. And nobody
And until it just kind of like jumps into her hand.
And the something is like you see people out walking trick or treating right before it shows that, so it's like, how did nobody notice? Like,
yeah,
what? Like it's just normal.
Although I really do like her bag because it is a magic bag. Like she pulls out that whole skeleton out of the bag and then hands it to Gwen.
Oh, that's all. The bag's connected to
her house.
Her house in Halloweentown.
But the bag's full of candy and. Then she has costumes. She gives
troll.
Marnie a witch costume.
Apparently she pulled a troll out of that motherfucker.
It's harder than what you thought, isn't it?
That slipped.
But she pulls out costumes for the kids.
Stinky. That's the troll name, I do believe.
Pulled out the costumes for the kids. She pulls out a witch costume for Marnie, a ghost costume for Sophie,
A troll costume for Dylan. He's like, what is mine? A giant pimple?
Which, to be fair, he's not quite wrong.
It did kind of look like it could be a pimple. I mean.
So, but yeah, she pulls out these costumes. She pulls out a string of garlic and has Sophie hanging on the door. And
it's Sophie! Oh. Yeah,
and they go about their meal, man. They actually do sit down, have a meal, fried chicken, and the kids want her to put them in bed.
To read them like a good bedtime story.
So she reads them the story of Halloweentown.
She just happens to have a book. She just kind of, oh, I got a book right here. Look at that. I don't know.
And which then puts it in Marnie's head. You know,
well, and then it doesn't help when they're flipping the pages. There's a witch on the one page, and they're like, it looks like Marnie.
Dylan's response, though, that doesn't look nothing like her. She's too pretty.
Typical brother response, you know.
Oh, no, you gotta get that jab in, man.
Gotta get the jab in, man.
Wherever you can, you gotta get the jab in. But then she goes down to talk to Gwen before she actually takes off because she needs to know the Cromwell.
She showed up there actually to ask for Gwen's help. Because she needs another Cromwell witch because there's trouble back home.
And their powers are stronger than everyone else's.
And there's trouble back home in Halloweentown. So there's a bad thing, she called it.
Well, then Marnie actually overhears. One of my favorite things about this movie, though, is when she's when Gwen's trying to figure out the lid for the bowl. And she goes, the chicken stays fresher on the bone? And then she goes, and it turns it into a chicken.
You don't let them relax better on the bone.
And then Gwen's like, turn it back. That's when she does the brat, and it turns it back into, just regular chicken pieces. And apparently Gwen put it in the fridge. And right before Aggie left, she did it again and turned it back into a chicken.
And then you see Marty back up in the room, gathering all her stuff. And
telling Dylan that she's going to go help their grandma.
She's going to help her grandma that she's actually a witch and it's all true. Grandma needs her help. So then she goes out, he decides to follow her because he's going to try to keep her out of trouble, I guess. I don't know.
He's got to protect her. He's her brother. He's got to protect her.
So then they see the bag follow behind Grandma. He's like, oh, it's got to be one of the battery operators or something. Like he's still being,
he's really trying to logic this thing.
Real out of it. That's not real magic. It's all fake.
Yeah, he's just trying to logic this thing.
And then they see the bus stop come out of. They're like, was that bus stop there before? And then the bus shows up, and they're like, what the hell? And then they sneak on the bus.
Which then goes to this, trippy little,
And, of course, Dylan still being, Mr. Non-believer, it must be coming from a Halloween party. Yes, because clearly they all look like they're wearing costumes, do they?
But they get to Halloweentown, they get off the bus, and they're trying to find their grandma because they lost her in the crowd.
They're talking and looking at stuff, and then the bus pulls away. And Dylan has to turn around, Sophie. And he's like, Marnie? And Sophie is there. Which I don't...
Apparently she snuck on the bus, too. And they didn't realize she snuck on the bus?
That's what I was going to say. She tells him that she followed him on the bus. But if she followed him, I mean, she got in the back door with them. How did they not know she was right there with them? I don't understand. Like, I never understood. I'm like, wait, she followed you on the bus. So if she followed you, I would assume that meant she got in the same way you did. So how do you not know? I don't know. I don't know how they did that.
But I don't either. But they don't know where their grandma is or where she went. You do meet one of the people that, one of the other residents of Halloweentown. When Aggie first gets off the bus, she talks to her. She made muffins for the headless shelter.
I can't remember what her name was. No. But yeah. And then she says, it didn't dawn on me that they couldn't eat them.
Which is the thought that counts.
No heads, she says.
Which is the thought that counts. She was trying. You got to give her that.
But yeah, and all the hustle and bustle, they lose track of their grandma. Then they run into the mayor.
Yes, Calabar.
Who for some reason cannot seem to pronounce Sophie's name right anytime he talks to her.
And presses him because he pulls that lollipop out of his ear. And then offers it to Sophie, and she says no. And then he goes, okay. And then he just makes it vanish.
I don't think I want a lollipop. I just watched it come out of somebody's ear either. But yeah, no.
And then they start telling him how they're trying to get to the grandma's house. They
tell
lost
him who
her
the
in the
grandma
crowd.
is.
So he calls Benny.
He goes the cab.
All right.
And then Benny, who was cool as hell.
Benny
cool.
is
I like Benny. He's
a skeleton taxi driver. Let me see. All the actors actually had to act against a voiceless animatronic during filming scenes with Benny because they added his voice later.
Makes sense.
And the scene, like, they pull up to Aggie's house. The scenes for the exterior shots of her house were actually filmed at the Nob Hill Riverview Bed and Breakfast.
Nice. But it's funny because when they get in
St. Helen.
They get in the taxi and they're going, and you see Dylan all, like, trying to look around the back of Benny's head and everything. And Marnie's like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm looking for the batteries.
And she goes, it's not nice to stare. He goes, nice to stare? He goes, let's talk about how legal it is to drive with no eyeballs.
He's like, it's got to be one of them new age animatronics. Like they have it, like, what do you say, Disney World or something like that.
Which, hey, to be fair, he wasn't wrong. It wasn't animatronic.
I guess that was kind of their way of breaking the fourth wall a little bit, I guess, without breaking the fourth wall, I guess.
Yeah. But they show up at their grandma's house. Of course, the gate's locked.
And, of course,
Marnie's trying to, cast a spell to unlock it, but she's like, she doesn't
big
know how.
iron locket that, I don't know.
And then Sophie just unlocked it because she said it looked like a frog, so she just wished it was a frog.
Like, her and Dylan are sitting there, like, talking, and he's like, that's the best you got, and all of a sudden they hear it just go, like, Sophie, how'd you do that? I just wished it was a frog. And then you just see the frog on the ground. It turned into a frog. But their grandma, like Sophie, all of a sudden, someone's coming.
They're already there.
And she looks out the window and you can see him walking past the window. Which not sure how this house is set up. Because wasn't she in the kitchen when she saw him go past that window?
Yeah.
And then she goes to the front door, opens the door. So I don't exactly know how the house is set up, but
I like her instant witch's brew that she pours in a cauldron and then sticks it in what looks like a microwave. And then hits boil, toil, and trouble on, like, remember the buttons? And, of course, the kids, when it goes off, and she lets them in, the kids, whatever the fuck, the microwave or whatever. I just did it again, I know. It goes off, and so, of course, Sophie goes,
takes it out.
You cooking, Grandma? You making chowder? I like chowder.
I like chowder.
Well, then, like, she's explaining, no, I'm making witch's brew. And she said something about fighting the bad thing.
She pulls out Merlin's talisman.
And then they asked, of course, Marty's going like, "Oh, we got to do this, this, and this, and this, like seance and call upon the dead."
Do all this to get it to light. And she's like, "No, you just gotta say a spell."
She goes, "I'm gonna fill it up and hope it turns on."
And she like tips it upside down, like pops the bottom of it open, just ladles in some witch's brew. Like, I gotta say a spell. What is that spell?
Yeah, and then she says it. But then come to find out the instant witch's brew just doesn't work out all that well.
Betty March, Betty Gunther, better get there. Betty Ma.
Well, then so they have to go shopping for the other ingredients, which is like the ghost of
the sweat of
a ghost,
werewolf's hair,
vampire fang. But while they go out to get that stuff...
Well, that's after their grandma runs into that friend again, and she's changed.
Well, I know. That's when they're heading out to go get that stuff.
Yeah.
She runs into her friend again. Her friend's changed. Then she runs into the mayor.
Again. And tells him about
and she talks to him about it. And the mayor gives Sophie an ice cream sundae.
Well, first he's like, I didn't believe you. I'll take care of it. And then the grandma walks back out of the ice cream shop for some reason.
Because Marnie's missing.
No, because Marnie's there when he gave Sophie the ice cream. Or no, maybe she was over looking at the brooms and grandma saw the brooms and she walked out. That's right.
And then her grandma ends up getting her a broom. And they take a little flight, which was actually the last scene shot for when they did the filming.
And as they come back down, Sophie's like, my turn. That's when you hear, no it ain't. Because the mama showed up.
Well, they go... The mom ends up taking the kids, and their grandma actually ends up following Luke.
Well, their mom tried to get the bus, but then the bus ain't running. And of course, Dylan, whoa, what about the mayor? He seems like a nice guy. Marty's like, Dylan, shut up.
Then come to find out, they dated?
Yeah, apparently they knew each other and dated. And then Marty's like, apparently you like it when he does magic.
But, yeah, Aggie ends up following Luke into the theater. You see all of the people from Halloweentown that's...
Apparently the bad thing got a hold of the chain. Got like real mad and angry and then disappeared all together. And of course, Aggie's friend is one of them.
Yes.
Sophie sees her grandma following Luke and she tells Marnie, we gotta help her. So they take off.
So Gwen has to follow. And then when Gwen walks in and, Aggie's actually battling or whatever, that guy, or talking
Luke
crap.
tries to stop her and she needs power to put flowers on it.
Yeah. Feel my powers. He just
She's
pops full of fire.
I said powers, not flowers.
I think it's in that scene where Debbie Reynolds was injured. She pulled a muscle and then just continued the scene.
Could be.
Because they said it was good for the kids to see good work ethic.
Yeah, because she tells Luke, well, if he's so great, why don't you show me something? He does want to reveal himself to you. That's why he wants you to come with me so he can reveal himself to you.
Luke is a goblin that was turned human
like
by the bad thing.
Made to look handsome.
He was turned human.
Basically.
And then they end up start battling it out, and Aggie actually does get hit. After Gwen saves her the one time, she dies in front of the shot. And then Aggie gets hit. Aggie like freezes, pointing like this.
Yeah, Gwen and Aggie both get frozen time. Because that's what he was doing. He was freezing them in time until he needed his army.
And then it still doesn't actually tell you who the bad thing is.
Not yet, no.
But the kids realize, oh, he's afraid of light. They just open the door to the theater.
Well, they open the door
out.
to leave, and that's when, and as they're running away, they stop. And Marty's like, stop, he's not following us. And Dylan's like, oh, he's like, no, didn't you notice? He didn't like the light. He's not following us. We got to finish, we got to get the rest of the stuff on this list.
So then they they go into a gym, and the ghost is getting into a sweat box. And they, she walks over and cranks it up. And then she tells Dylan to distract him, and Dylan starts talking to him about random facts, and he goes, "I didn't know that." Well, then Sophie puts a blanket on, and and he goes, "Hey, that's not right. That's stereotyping."
Well, first, like, "Oh, you're cute. That's funny." And she's like, "All right, now it's not so funny anymore. Stop that." And then somehow he ends up sweating. I don't know how it goes.
And then he says, "Woo, it's hot in here. It's hotter than Hades."
And of course, when you see the ghost get into the sweat box, he's a really fat, huge ghost.
Yeah.
Ain't you?
And then as soon as the sweat starts dripping down, Marty finds a vial and then catches it in the vial.
And he's like, "Somebody help me get out of here." And then, like, when they go to the other, all of a sudden his voice is like really high pitched now too, and he's really skinny. He's like, "Why did your voice change? Just because you lost a lot of... I don't understand." I'm like, I don't understand what the logic is there, but... It shrunk your voice too? I mean, what?
Maybe.
I don't think that's what happens when you lose weight. Your voice doesn't change.
And then for the werewolf hair, they go into
a barbershop.
Or, well, not really a barbershop, a salon.
A salon, yeah.
Because there's other people cutting hair and, like, trimming up a shrub. And he says,
he started yelling,
"Think herb, not shrub." Or, "She's an herb, not a shrub."
That werewolf barber just kind of reminded me of Zohan. Like,
yes.
This is exactly what he reminded me of when Zohan was working at the salon. I don't know why. Like, he just had that kind of salon person vibe.
Then Marty's like trying to talk him into letting her have a job there.
Like, I know how to work one of these.
Yeah,
that's a hair dryer.
That's a hell of a hair dryer.
Shooting out flames.
And she goes, hold on. I can get it. And then Dylan just grabs the clippers and just right the back of his head.
And then he's like, "Wait, this could be a good look for me."
Look, you can't tell it was even done.
Yeah. Then they go to a dentist's office.
And Marnie acts as an assistant.
And there's a vampire in the chair. "This going to hurt, doctor."
You won't feel a thing. The dentist had a huge nose.
Big old honker there. I don't know what that was all about. I'm guessing he's supposed to be like a troll or something.
I don't know
what he's supposed to be exactly.
But so they get all their ingredients. They go back to Aggie's house. But Benny tries to give him a ride, but he's changed.
Yeah, so he's like, "He's got the bad thing." And then he like grabs Dylan's arm, tries to hold on. And then Sophie, the smart one, goes and unleashes a random dog.
That they were petting.
Yeah, there's just happens to be the one random dog, the only other dog you see in Halloweentown. Just some random dog.
And it tells it, "Fetch."
Yeah. And it starts chasing Benny. But it's the one and only dog you ever see in Halloweentown.
And it's just a regular dog.
Yeah, it's just randomly there. I'm like, okay.
I
think it was only done because they wanted it for that part, I guess, but kind of out of place. But
they get back to Aggie's house, and they actually make the witch's brew.
And then
fill up the talisman.
Marnie can't remember the spell.
But Sophie does because she...
Marty starts random along the way. "Betty Gunther, better Marge, better get there quick." All kind of random stuff. And then Sophie just starts mumbling like, "What's that, Sophie?"
She said it sounded pretty, so I made a song.
Hey, Kiefer. So I sounded good. I liked it, so I made it a song.
But they get it to light. The two of them together.
And then Marty's like, "Remember what Grandma said? Magic's better when there's two of us. You want to do it? Help me do it. We can do it together." And they with the talisman. And then they're trying to remember what to do or how we're supposed to do with it. Marty goes, "Remember what Grandma said? Mortal see, mortal do. Where do we put the candle on Halloween?"
Pretty smart. In the process, though, of them trying to get there, they run into Luke. And Luke is actually trying to do the good thing. And he is actually trying to warn them.
Yeah, he felt bad because the bad thing as of right now told him that Maggie would never get hurt. It wouldn't do anything to hurt Maggie or anything, and then he did that. And so then Luke started getting second thoughts about the whole situation and changed how he felt about the situation.
And
decided to help Marnie.
He takes her cloak and is walking through the crowd when the bad thing appears.
Well, before he starts walking through the crowd, bad thing starts talking, and then he takes his mask off, and you finally find out it's Calabar, the mayor, trying to take back over the human world because he said it belonged to the Halloweentown people.
Because they should reign supreme.
But then you see Luke running through the crowd, and Calabar starts shouting at him to stop because he thinks it's Marnie. Then he flies out there, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Hits him with a spell.
Yeah, starts shooting like that thing to freeze him. He shoots it at him, hits him with it like 4 or 5 times before he finally just drops and stops. So, and I don't know if he's a goblin or what he's supposed to be, but dang, dude can take some hits. Because Calabar shot him like 4 or 5 times before he
in the process of him attacking Luke,
Marnie's making her way to on top of the pumpkin.
My whole thing is, why did she have to climb on top of the pumpkin? Why couldn't she just reach in and just
I wondered that too. But then Calabar pulls the hood down, and Luke says, "Fooled ya." And then he's like, turn around, and you can see Marnie over there on top of the pumpkin.
And he hits her 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, hits her a couple times before she finally.
And then she just kind of drops that, and they just kind of
She wheels it in, and you're like, let yourself want something and just have it, and it falls right into where it's supposed to be.
Which then kind of undoes the spells he's been doing.
All the people we have frozen in the theater regain their consciousness, I guess. Unfreeze.
Yeah. And so Aggie and Gwen come out to help.
She gets out of it. She climbs down off the pumpkin. And they come flying back up there. And they're like, Grandma, Mom, it's Calabar.
And then they have to battle Calabar.
Why Calabar?
In every movie like that, the villain always gives away their plan.
And then Calabar uses his magic and kind of like the Force from Star Wars, if you ask me, and makes the talisman come flying to him, which that really did remind me of the Force when they do it with the lightsabers.
He even held it like one.
Kind of did, actually, yeah. And so then they're back and forth. And he's like, "You're never going to get this talisman from me." And Aggie starts doing this, and then Gwen grabs her mom's hand. And then Marnie starts popping off her mouth. She said, "Hey, chocolate bar." And he's like, "You think your power is going to be able to stop me?" She says, "Well, my grandma's power, my mom's power, my sister's power, and my brother's." Because Dylan's getting all mad, and she's like, "Looks like we have another witch in the family." Or should I say warlock? He looks down, he's like...
And his hands are just, static.
He's like, "No." It's like, must have been static electricity.
But he does actually end up joining in, and then they're doing their little chant, and he does...
Not right away. He grabs her hand, and he's like, "Come on, Dylan, you gotta believe." And then he does, and then they get the talisman. Well, Calabar's history. Good guys won.
Yes.
And of course, then since it's all said and done, Luke no longer looks human or handsome anymore. It looks like his normal self.
Yep.
And Aggie gives him a job on the bus.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know how she gave him the job, but he got the job.
Well, then it started going they kind of decide that she's going to go live with them
and then I think Gwen
for a little
has
bit.
her mom come live with them. And then she says, "I'm going to finish your training talking to Marnie."
And
then Marnie's like, "Where's my broom?" Her grandma's like, "Open my bag." And somehow this broom's just in the bag.
Yeah.
Like a Mary Poppins bag, man. You just reach in and pull all kinds of stuff out. Like, there's so many references to other movies in this movie that I didn't even realize until just now. Like the whole Star Wars and the Force thing, like the bag, like Mary Poppins just pulling stuff out of it, or come down on the umbrella. Like they put so many references in it to other movies. It's crazy. And that was done back before Disney even owned the rights to Star Wars.
Yeah.
To be honest. That's really weird.
This film was it actually got a pretty decent rating on Rotten Tomatoes of an 83%, which isn't bad.
Yeah, no, that's
pretty good Rotten Tomatoes
pretty
score.
decent.
Your overall thoughts of the movie?
I think it's a really great, fun family movie, man. For Halloween every year. I enjoy it. I watch it every year. I'm not gonna lie.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
I give it probably a solid 8, 9 out of 10. I mean,
I have to agree with you. I think it could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I would go with a solid 8
out
of 10, which is pretty
good.
good.
It could be a little better. There were some things, like I said, that I kind of questioned, didn't understand why they did, but I give it a solid 8 or 9. It's still a really good, fun family movie. So definitely a Halloween holiday classic.
Yes. Now, next week, I guess we're gonna do these every week now. Probably do the way we used to do when we record 2 at a time, but we'll have to start that. So next week we're gonna do Twitches. Another DCOM.
Go Twitches. It's your birthday. Go Twitch.
Another DCOM. We're going to rock 2 DCOMs back to back. That's not intentional, like just doing DCOMs like that. But I figured it's a good way. We're not dedicating 2 hours to a movie. We're dedicating about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Give or take. And I think that's something we can easily do. And we can actually go through these movies thoroughly.
Yeah.
Like we did here. I mean, we went through this pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just shy of 40 minutes. So we're not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. Definitely going to watch this every year.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I'll probably watch it a couple more times before the season's over.
I've literally watched it twice this year. I haven't even watched the second or any of the other ones yet.
Oh, I've watched
literally just.
I've watched the first one, second one, third one. I've watched them all already this year. Before October.
But now that we are we have your narrow point, of view, that we're dealing with, I can definitely get into watching more of this stuff.
Right.
Because now, I got to do it for the podcast. So I have a reason to watch it. But yeah, I want to say follow us on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, but we don't have any of that stuff for this yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will.
However, I do recommend going back and actually checking out our other podcasts, the Creeptastic Nerds. It's actually with our cousin Tyler.
Well, my cousin, your brother.
Yeah, my brother, Jay's cousin. So another family member, anyways. Yeah. But it's definitely with him. Me and him actually started that one. We actually added Jay later. 10 episodes in, we added Jay. And that one actually runs... What are we up to on that? 150 episodes, something like that? Something like that,
yeah.
We haven't recorded that one in quite a while because schedules and then some stuff happened. Yeah. With Jay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I had a baby last year. Well, my wife had the baby.
Yeah, we're not seahorses. The men don't carry the baby.
So, but because of that, the scheduling got a little bit complicated to try to arrange. Yeah. We were still trying to do this, start this one, but it got a little complicated for a little bit. And now we're both healthy. We have the ability. We found new software that we actually like.
Heck yeah.
That so far I'm liking. So we're getting there. We're gonna get back to recording on a regular basis, and these will actually probably get a little bit longer as we go on. Plans for Halloween?
I honestly don't know.
I'm probably gonna take off half a day, and that way I can be home to help get the kids ready for trick or treating because we want to start out a little bit earlier.
My guess is more than likely I have to work it. Would be my guess.
So what you're telling me?
I don't know. I might get lucky and might not have to, but
make sure I have money so we can stop by and get a sandwich from you.
But more than likely, we actually have a new bread now.
Oh yeah, what is it?
A ghost pepper.
Yeah, no, I already have.
Jalapeno bread. It's for our new sandwiches, for our spicy nacho chicken and our spicy something steak sandwiches that we've had out, and our fiery meatball sandwich.
Already off. Man, ghost pepper. I don't need it.
I won't touch it.
I can eat hot stuff with no issue, but I don't want hot for no reason. Like, I need a flavor. Like, a jalapeno still has flavor. Habanero's slightly hotter than jalapeno. It still has a little bit of flavor.
Right.
You get hotter than those, you're kind of losing flavor to heat. Yes, the ice cream truck's going by.
That's what I thought.
I can hear it too.
That's what I thought I was hearing. I was like,
and our mics are picking it up.
I'm like, tell me I'm hearing what I think I'm hearing.
Yeah, you're hearing it.
We're in the middle of October. Well, not quite the middle of October, but getting to the middle of October. Let's get real. Let's not hang it up.
Dude,
can
you believe this? In a month and... I don't know what today is. Today's...
The 6th?
The 6th?
Yeah.
So, in a month and 9 days, my baby's 1 year old.
Man, little man. That's crazy. Crazy. Time goes by fast.
And with our family, because I can actually talk about this now, we're in the outro here. Our family actually has a little bit different tradition. Like a lot of families, like you go buy a birthday cake for a 1 year old, they actually give you a smash cake.
Yeah.
Our family doesn't use the smash cake.
Generally, no.
Our family actually has a slightly different tradition that almost every one of us has carried on, and that is the baby gets their very own chocolate cream pie made by one of the family members, usually Jay's dad.
Yep. Normally.
Made by one of the family members, and they just get it to themselves. They get to smash it. They can eat it. Most of the time, they just make a huge mess with it.
Usually by the end of it, they're covered in it.
However, you do have them kids like Raya. She was just eating hers. Her whole mess came from her bottom half, from just dripping. Then your niece Luna, she was just eating it.
Yeah, she's a foodie. They're foodie, man.
She didn't care about making a mess. She was just eating it. I think that's what Caleb's going to end up doing, who's my son, because
he's a foodie.
Yeah, he loves to eat.
He likes the food.
I
can see it.
So I think that's what's going to end up happening is he's just going to end up eating it.
I'm sure.
Sorry about that. But yeah, join us next week for Twitches.
Heck yeah.
I gotta figure out what day we're gonna put this up. Obviously, if you're seeing this, it's already up. But yeah, join us again. Thank you for watching this or listening, because I am going to post this on Spotify still. But this is going on YouTube.
Yes. So please subscribe on YouTube. We'd appreciate it.
Yes. We're going to try to build this up. We're really wanting to build this. So please tell everybody you know. Share our videos. Comment. Hold on, yards. I'm not going to turn off comments. Even negative comments, I'm cool with, man. We want some comments. Tell us how we can get better. Tell us what you would like to hear. Tell us, if there's a particular Disney movie that you think we just need to cover.
Right. Sure.
Let us know.
We welcome all the comments, man.
Because we're not, we don't have this set to where, we're only going to cover from this range to this range. It's any Disney movie. So if we want to go back to the very beginning of Disney movies, we could do that.
For sure.
I don't know if we'll do that, but we can do that. But yeah, we're wanting to cover a whole range of stuff, and it's not just Disney movies. We're also going to cover the shows on Disney Plus or Disney Channel, but mostly Disney Plus. Let's get real, because that's what we have now. But yeah, subscribe, reach out to us. You can actually email us. Those two guys podcast1@gmail.com. I actually get all the messages for that because I haven't figured out how to get it to where Shay can log into it too.
Yeah, man, and even in the comments, man, tell us what your favorite Disney movie is.
We actually do have these things right here. We'll see if I can get them in the camera here. So these were from the Creeptastic Nerds when we did Best of Disney series. A lot of them. And I'm thinking we can actually go off these too. Hit up some of these. That's a best of 80s movie. Like this one, the winner is... I didn't write this one. Tyler did. What the hell's WIR? Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph won.
What is WIR?
Monsters University was runner-up. Well, because he abbreviated everything.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure out.
He was shorthanding it, man.
What they were. What is NT2?
NT2.
I know what D2 is. That's a
NT2. I don't know.
This one, a Goofy movie won this one.
NT2. That's gonna bug me. What is that?
And the runner-up was Mary Poppins.
I don't have to be a Disney movie, but I don't know what it would be.
I don't, because look, he didn't even most of them he writes it out here, and he didn't. Because he obviously knew what it was, but I don't remember what it was now. But we got stuff on here like Snow White, Below Zero, Mighty Ducks, Incredibles. A lot of different stuff, so...
NT2. What would that be?
I have no idea.
Like the letter N or IN?
The letter N.
N. Letter N.
Yeah, confusing, ain't it?
RBT.
Like I said, most of them...
Whatever it is, it moved on to the next round after the first round it was in.
Yeah, so we had to have liked it.
Because it beat out whatever RBTI is.
Now we're going to look it up because I'm kind of curious.
Tyler, what? Oh, dude.
Disney movies.
What's RBTI?
Movies. RTBI.
RBTI. So that's what beat out whatever RB.
Look at the one right before it. And the bracket. Because he wrote it out.
RBTI. RBTI. RBTI.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that is. Because it went against Monsters University. And it beat Monsters University or whatever, I guess. Not sure what happened there. I don't know. We started out over here to whatever I don't know what's above that. I can't read what the heck is above.
Disney movies A through Z.
I can't read what's above NT2, but it beat whatever that is out. And then RBTI beat out NT2. And it went on.
Man, I'm not even close.
And RBTI beat out Onward.
I'm getting there, man. This is taking a little bit. There's a lot of Disney movies.
I don't.
We're going to do this forever.
I don't. Shorthanded stuff, I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
ABL. Oh, A Bug's Life. Okay, I know what that one is.
Oh, I didn't know James and the Giant Peach was a Disney movie.
GO something. J. Yeah, I don't know what some of these shorthands are.
All right, I'm getting close to the ends.
That's Lilo and Stitch too. I don't know what that is.
That you said was MTR, right?
What?
What was the other one you didn't know?
I'm not sure what the NT2 is or the RBTI.
I don't know what that
But
was.
RBTI went against Spencer University and lost to Spencer University, so.
Alright. I'm almost at the ends now. I am. National Treasure 2.
Oh, yeah, but that's exactly what that is. So what the heck is RBTI then?
Oh, I'm almost to the R's now.
Something, I don't. Running back to Indigo.
RBTI. Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh. Wow.
All right, we're gonna sign off now.
George of the Jungle will be the GOJ. I know what that is.
Yeah.
Now. Oh my lord, Tyler.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Catch you on the flip
and
side.
thank you for joining us.